first glance, doesn't look that hopeless. But then you look a little bit around and a little closer and you realize, ooh, there are some definite issues happening with this desk. And here's the thing, we're getting ready to move across country. My husband doesn't think there's any hope in this desk making it, which kind of makes me very sad. But thankfully, there's this great challenge. It's the Hope Challenge, and it is from Krystal with the Crafty Creech DIY and from Cat with the Owling Dog Design. And I am so excited to be a part of this one because we've had this desk for a very, very long time, and I don't even believe the furniture place that we got it from is still in existence. It's kind of cool. The weird thing is I've never been that appreciative of its color. So I think in addition to making it a little more sturdy and it will hopefully make it through the move, I might actually kind of give this one a bit of a wash, like a green wash, to just get some of the orange red out of it. We'll see. I think I've got this camera set up so I can have witness to my own stupidity.
What are you?
I'm planning on moving this now rather than waiting for my husband.
You got this. You got this.
Oof. Okay.
Yay!
I'm going to be working on this, but while I had it flipped over, I started checking things out. First of all, solid wood, that's kind of cool. These legs are also solid wood, and that's not cool. Someone else tried to do a repair on here. And, yeah. Just didn't have one of these clamps long enough, but I've connected them to each other. Got them all in place, and now, hopefully to get this better. All right, so while this is doing its thing, I'm gonna give this a shot. This is acetone. So I've seen this on other YouTubers. Hopefully it'll work.
And 1 minute later.
All right, testing it out. So we're gonna let that dry. So on this side, we're gonna try some denatured alcohol. All right, it's been right around a minute. Okay, at least with this one, I'm seeing it come off. I'm gonna stick with the denatured alcohol. Okay, didn't take it completely off, but made it easier to sand. Wood glue in a jiff. Well, I should say wood filler. Now, what I really want to make my own matching wood filler. Okay, hold on to that, but yeah, safe to say this is a redwood. So I got a little wood glue, now I got a little of my sawdust here. Make a little paste. And this is a nice wood filler. So this is after using the denatured alcohol. Now it's time for a lot of this.
Three days later.
More?
And more than that.
We get the idea.
Okay, so every step of the process I'm doing is okay as far as the integrity of this piece, in the sense that I could just slack it and it'd be back to where it was, except for where the wood was cracking, it's now stronger. The only thing is I really don't like that look. But because everything I've looked into on this shows it might be some sort of rare and exotic wood, I'm not sure which, I don't want to mess this up either. So again, shellack's my answer. Because I can put that down, and you know how you would normally put it down to stop a red from bleeding through into anything else you do? Well, the same applies. It stops whatever you're putting on top of it bleeding into it. So, what I plan to do with giving it sort of a green whitewash will help me enjoy it not being so red-orange. But it will also make it easier for future generations to be like, what were they thinking? And reverse everything I did. But I'm going to test it on a drawer first. Here's the plan. I've got some water in here, and I want to get rid of this red, and the opposite of red is green, but I don't want it like too dark. So I'm going to try and mix. This is just white acrylic paint. I'm a little afraid to do this.
Yikes.
I don't know. Seems like it's a bit much, but we'll see. I'm gonna let that dry.
And then a short time later,
No, look at it. I can't. I just can't. I'm sorry. Krystal, Cat, you are two of the loveliest people I know on YouTube, and I just really hate to disappoint and not make it up to the challenge, but I can't. It's grown on me, and the more I did the research on the wood, even though I don't know exactly what it is, the more I was like, if it's any of those, this is kind of to its character, is to have that red. Now, because I have gotten it down out of, I believe, I want to say it was a lacquer on top of it, because that tends to yellow, and I'm not a big fan of that. So the fact that I got rid of that may be helping my cause, and why I'm starting to really like it as is. But
What?
I can't do it. I can't do the pastel on this.
Say what?
But I could do the pastel in it. Now here's the thing. I don't want to mess with the drawers either. Now in the past, I have done fabric on pieces, and I've used decoupage, medium, Mod Podge, or you've even used polyacrylic. But because this is an old piece and I'm not covering up any mistakes or cheap wood, I think I'm gonna try classic starch. Or in my case, spray starch, but
You can check it out in the end. I'll explain why it's that.
here goes. I'm in the sun to dry. I'm learning a couple things. One, the one that was cut to size is doing better than the one that wasn't. The one that wasn't has give now, and it's starting to wrinkle. That's not good. I'm also seeing little parts where it's like, is that tannins coming through? Could that have something to do with maybe I didn't shellac the inside of these very well?
You think?
Not sure, but I am learning the hard way. You do want to cut them first. You want to avoid wrinkles. Because, of course, who knows? I'm using spray-on.
Ding, 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 ding.
And I'm supposed to be using regular liquid, so who knows?
Finally.
Yes, it's time to give it some help. If you could, please, a thumbs up would be greatly appreciated. If you click subscribe, guess what? I got a video coming up that's not all about sanding. I'm actually going to try out some grout paint. Now, this piece, what I have taken away already from it is that, yeah, spray starch just doesn't work. The chemicals that are in it to make it sprayable just don't work as well. There are plenty of other YouTube videos on how to make your own liquid starch, and they seem pretty easy and extremely cost effective. So that would be the way I'd go if I had to do something like this again. Otherwise, I'm pretty pleased with how it turned out. I did give this piece hope, so I thank the lovely and talented Krystal with the Crafty Creech DIY, and of course, the ever so kind and wonderful Cat with Owling Dog Design. This is a great challenge. As far as getting the pastel, well, let's take a look at the final results. So, in the end, this beautiful wood grain gets to stay. Mainly, the big important thing is it still has the wear and tear, but it's no longer a danger to itself. I went ahead and fixed those up so the legs are set. It still has its wear though. And thanks to this lovely challenge, which I don't know if I completely answered it, but I did try, it's got a pop of the pastel in it, the color I loved, so that's fun for me too. Thank you so much for the challenge, and thanks for watching The Asking Spot. So a few years ago, my sister's husband really got into starching all his clothes, so he ordered a case of spray starch because, you know, it was a good deal. Yeah. Every Christmas since, my sister makes sure we all get a can of this spray starch.